viewers, and welcome to another episode of the President's Diary, a television program that is dedicated to the presidency to bring you engagements of the president in pursuit of the National Development Plan. I am your presenter, Zainab Fall, and thanks for joining us. To begin this episode, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, following the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission, has appointed Her Ladyship, Honorable Justice Amina Saho Sise, as Judge of the Court of Appeal effective June 1, 2021. While lauding her for her impressive professional track record, the President stated that Justice Saho's experience would be invaluable to the sustenance of the legal profession's work ethics and standards in the country.
It is certainly not by dint of luck, but the virtue of hard work, talent and experience and trust that the Honorable Justice Saho Sise was recommended by the Judicial Service Commission for appointment as Justice of the Court of Appeal. In view of her track record, I granted approval without hesitation, confident that it was a decision very well made. While I warmly congratulate her and her family on this meritorious elevation to the Gambia Court of Appeal as Justice of the Court, I trust that her presence will entrench the work ethics of the legal profession in the country and further solidify the jurisprudence of the Court of Appeal.
On July 4th, President Adama Barrow extolled the role of traditional leaders, saying they are a representation of the government. The President was speaking in a meeting with chiefs and alcalos from the West Coast region at the State House in Banjul. He urged the traditional leaders to continue to work closely with the government for the advancement of their communities. He promised that the alcalos will be placed on salary in subsequent budgets starting with the 2022 financial year. President Barrow also denounced the profiling of people based on their origin by saying all Gambians have equal rights to live in any part of the country. He advised the chiefs and alcalos to continue to foster unity among the people and avoid the politics of tribalism. On Wednesday, July 7th, the Gambia was hit by a devastating windstorm that claimed several lives, destroyed properties and livestock. In the aftermath of the storm, President Barrow visited over 10 villages in the North Bank region affected by the storm to assess damages and offer condolences to the bereaved families. His first stop was Sambakala in Lower Nyumi, where he met the village elders and visited affected areas, including the village school. This visit was for the President to personally assess the damages and commiserate with the bereaved families for the loss of their loved ones. In efforts geared towards motivating the Gambia national sports teams, His Excellency President Adama Barrow awarded $14.1 million to 3 sports teams. This includes $11.1 million to the senior Scorpions, $2.5 million to the under-20 Scorpions, and $500,000 to the under-19 national volleyball team. The awards were given in recognition of the team's outstanding performances in various international competitions, particularly the senior Scorpions for the Gambia's maiden qualification in the CAF Africa Cup of Nations finals in Cameroon. Welcome back, viewers. If you're watching, this is the President's Diary and still on the activities of the presidency. President Barrow on July 14 received a Sierra Leone ministerial delegation led by the Sierra Leone Minister of Internal Affairs, David Panda Noah. Honorable Noah said their visit was to strengthen the relations between the two countries and follow up on discussions held between President Barrow and His Excellency Dr. Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Mr. Noah highlighted some of the cooperation areas, including trade, defense, and the elimination of the payment of resident permits by nationals of the two countries.
We are here because of a discussion between the two presidents where they discussed our relationships We have had a long-standing relationship with the Gambia since colonial times. Business transactions between our two peoples, but we have never cemented it. We've never put it to precipitate something that should come out of it, make it stronger. And so His Excellency, the President of Gambia, Adama Barrow, and His Excellency, the President of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, thought it fit that we should find a way of creating something out of this relationship. And so they discussed with the foreign ministers, they were involved, and then the two ambassadors were involved. And then recently we were asked to come over to sign up on a joint cooperation commission. And so we've signed today, and we have just come to pay a courtesy call on His Excellency the President. We've signed that joint communication, which will involve various things, cooperation on various things, economy, the finance, financial services, security, defense, agriculture, trade, and various other host of other things inclusive of that. And so we're looking forward to this. Already we've had like 2 MOUs, one looking at residential permits for both people in the Gambia and Sierra Leone to do away with that. So we're looking at that. We haven't signed that. We're going to discuss it with our various leaders. And then also another one on trade, an MOU that was being signed in 2006 but never been implemented. And so we're looking to see what we can do with that. So we have been welcomed so much that we feel very at home here in the Gambia. The hospitality has been fantastic. The ministers have been very versatile. As I said to His Excellency, Mr. Adama Barrow, the ministers have been going out. They've accommodated us. We're teachers. We've learned a lot since we've been here in a few days, and so we're looking forward to further engagements, further fruition of things that should happen out of this joint cooperation commission that we have just signed up to.
Earlier in June, President Adama Barrow received the German Federal Minister of Economic Cooperation and Development, Gerhard Müller, at the State House in Banjul. Both parties agreed to explore various opportunities on the Germans' Returning to New Opportunities program, which focuses on developing and equipping skill centers and supporting startups, amongst others, to empower young people. The meeting concluded with recommendations for the technicians from both countries to continue to further their engagements in order to come up with a robust roadmap geared towards curbing migration challenges among young people. President Barrow also briefed Dr. Müller and his delegation on his government's development program and achievements in various areas, including energy, agriculture, infrastructure, women, and youth development. In a separate diplomatic engagement, President Adama Barrow received the new Nigerian High Commissioner to the Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed Manu, at the State House in Banjul. During the presentation, President Barrow congratulated His Excellency Manu and urged him to contribute to efforts geared towards further strengthening the already amicable relationship between the two countries. The President extended warm greetings to President Muhammadu Buhari through the High Commissioner and commended Nigeria for the long-standing support to the Gambia in various fields, including the judiciary, the security sector, education, health, and other socio-economic cooperation areas. He reiterated that the Gambia and Nigeria share a lot in common with regards to diplomatic orientation at the regional and international levels, and will continue to support each other for the benefit of their two governments and peoples. In a show of solidarity in the aftermath of the devastating July 7th windstorm, the World Bank Country Director, Mr. Nathan Belletti, paid a courtesy visit to the President at the State House in Banjul to show appreciation of the World Bank and to pledge support to the victims of the windstorm. Following his meeting with the President, Mr. Belletti said the discussion centered on prospects of improving the collaboration between the bank and the Gambia. His Excellency President Adama Barrow on July 22nd received the General Inspector of the Ministry of Interior of the United Arab Emirates, Major General Dr. Ahmed Nasser Al-Reisi. General Arresi was accompanied to the presidency by the Inspector General of Police, Abdoulaye Sanyang, Minister of Interior, Honorable Yankuba Sonko, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Mamadou Tangara. General Arresi, who is an expert in forensics, management, and international crime coordination, said his visit was to express his appreciation to the President and the government of the Gambia for the support accorded to him as the official candidate for the UAE vying for President of Interpol in 2022. The Gambia is on course to attain universal access to electricity by 2025 as President Barrow launches the Lamenkoto-Diabugu-Batapa electricity power line. Speaking at the launching ceremony, President Barrow highlighted the crucial need for electricity in the country's development. He decried the exclusion of many rural communities from the benefits of having electricity. Here's an excerpt of his speech.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, access to energy is without doubt of a critical importance to our country. For without electricity, there can be no real development. Without energy, there can be no modern industry. And processing of agricultural and raw materials would be hampered. In short, there would be no modern economy without energy. It is sad and a great social injustice that most part of our country have been without electricity since independence. Thus denying them an essential aspect of a comfortable life. The contract is the first phase of an ambitious project to electrify 46 villages from Lamenkoto-Diabugu in the Same and Sandu districts at a cost of over $8 million United States dollars. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, in September 2011, the UN launched the Sustainable Energy for All initiative. This is a multi-stakeholder partnership designed to attain universal access to modern energy services and double both the global importance energy efficiency rate and the share of renewable energy in global energy production. It is also one of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and forms part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted in September 2015. Even in the absence of these global initiatives and targets, my government recognizes that energy is a crucial factor for sustainable development and poverty alleviation, as well as for addressing key global development challenges confronting us. I am happy to state that, therefore, that the Gambia is on course to achieving universal access to electricity by 2025. In fact, we will do so 5 years earlier than the international target. This will be a huge achievement, and it illustrates my government's performance in the energy sector. I assure you that energy will remain a critical cross-cutting issue on our economic development agenda, because we recognize the vital linkages between energy and health, education, food security, foreign direct investment, poverty reduction, and climate change, to cite a few examples.
In another event, His Excellency President Adama Barrow laid the foundation stone of the 39-kilometer road from Sankandi to Karantaba in Kiang West. The project is the first phase of the 87-kilometer road construction project, which will cover the entire Kiang West. This is a $400 million project fully funded by the Gambia government.
We are gathered here today to witness the laying of the foundation stone for the commencement of the Sankandi Karantaba Road project. It consists of the construction of 39 kilometers tar road here in Kianges. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this has been a much desired project that my government was determined to undertake. One of the main reasons for our determination is our belief and conviction that no community in Gambia should be deprived of development. The urgent desire to access social amenities has eventually forced many residents to migrate to the Combos. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is fully conscious of the many challenges that the Kiankas and other Gambians battle with within the area. We have made it a priority, therefore, to ease the suffering of the people. Realizing that good infrastructure improve living standards, we are proud to take bold initiatives to provide them for our people. To this end, the occasion marks another giant step towards expanding and improving the road infrastructure in all the regions of the country. It is equally noteworthy that many of our initiatives are fully funded by the government. This project budgeted to cost $349,759,040 is one of them. In view of its urgency, according to the contract agreement, the project is expected to take 12 months to complete.
Viewers, if you're just joining us, this is the President's Diary brought to you by the Media and Communication Unit at the Office of the President. Moving on to regional integration, His Excellency President Adama Barrow attended the 59th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government held in the Ghanaian capital, Accra, on June 19. My colleague Yamari Bojang traveled with the presidential delegation and she prepared this report from Accra.
His Excellency President Adama Barrow joined other ECOWAS heads of state and government at the 59th session of the ECOWAS summit here in Accra, Ghana. And during deliberations, the heads of states discussed issues of trade, regional integration, security, as well as the current situation in Mali. And the heads of state also discussed the issues and impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the West African bloc. The event brought together leaders of the ECOWAS region to deliberate on issues of trade, regional integration, as well as peace and security in the region. In his welcoming statement, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and the current chair of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, called on leaders of the regional bloc to continue to strive towards fostering peace and stability in the region. He cited the ongoing situation in the Sahel and the recent coup d'etat in Mali as issues of concern to the regional bloc. President Akufo-Addo called for the region to concertedly address these issues. The ECOWAS chair also highlighted the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on the bloc, especially in the areas of trade, industry, and employment. Several other issues were also highlighted during the opening ceremony by key speakers, including His Excellency Mohamed Saleh Anandiv, the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel. Mr. Anandiv commended the Gambia for the peaceful nature of the ongoing voter registration process in the country. His Excellency Mohamed Saleh Anandiv went on to urge all relevant parties to collectively work on a consensus on the draft constitution of the Gambia and the just concluded TRRC, which is expected to submit its report to the government. The key outcomes of the summit included the signing of a military and technical memorandum of understanding between the Republic of Guinea and the Republic of Senegal in deepening and strengthening regional integration among member states. As a champion of regional integration, President Barrow discussed the border closure between Guinea and its neighbors with President Alpha Condé during his visit to Guinea in June 2021. The signing of the MOU was therefore a welcoming development for His Excellency.
Viewers, before we wrap up this episode of the President's Diary, let's take a look at the President's visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where he inaugurated the new Gambian embassy in the diplomatic headquarters in Riyadh. Viewers, this is the President's Diary, and this magnificent building you're seeing right behind me is the new Gambian embassy in the capital of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. So what this means is Gambia's relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is taking another dimension in terms of cooperation between the two countries. So this week-long visit in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has culminated into a lot of meetings with officials, notably the Secretary General of the Islamic Organization of the Islamic Conference, as well as officials of the Saudi Fund for Development. The President has also witnessed the signing ceremony between the First Lady's Foundation, which is the Fatma Barrow Foundation, between the World Muslim League and Al-Baslam here in Saudi Arabia. All in efforts to show commitment to the Saudi-Gambia cooperation and to also manifest that Saudi Arabia is behind Gambia in all areas of cooperation and development. So this is the President's Diary, and I am Zainab Fall in the capital of Riyadh, Saudi. President Barrow commissioned the new Gambian embassy and the ambassador's residence at the diplomatic quarters in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The facilities are the first diplomatic compounds built abroad by the government of the Gambia. In his address, President Barrow expressed gratitude to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, for the invitation at such a critical time during the COVID-19 pandemic. During his trip to the kingdom, President Barrow also held high-profile meetings with the OIC Secretary General, Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmed Al Otaimin, and the President of the Islamic Development Bank, Dr. Bandar Haja. As the Gambia prepares to host the OIC in 2022, President Barrow assured OIC executives that the Gambia is on track to host the forthcoming summit. Shortly after his meeting with the President, Dr. Al Otaimin thanked the President for granting him audience, describing him as an understanding and gracious man who is committed to the realization of issues related to the development of the Ummah. He praised the President and government for their efforts in ensuring the summit's success and stated that the OIC will be there to support the Gambia throughout the process. Following his meeting with President Barrow, Dr. Haja, the President of the Islamic Development Bank, expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to discuss collaboration prospects with the President to build on the 41 years of partnership between the two parties. He noted that the bank is committed to supporting the Gambia's development process. Dr. Bandar further stated that the ISDB's priority interventions in the Gambia are centered on human capital development and improving the investment environment to attract more international investors into the country. Viewers, this brings us to the end of this episode of the President's Diary. From the entire production team at the Office of the President Media and Communication Unit, we say thank you for the pleasure of your company, and do join us for another exciting episode of the program. But remember, COVID-19 is out there and it's real. Please take precautions, wear your mask, and while you're socializing, put in mind that there's a deadly disease out there claiming lives. Thank you, and see you again on another episode of this program.